guys, this is Andy Corbin from Western Kentucky, Blue Collar Outdoors. Coming to you live from a lease where we've been down working on some duck blind stuff, getting ready for duck season. Got whitetail gun season, modern gun season coming in this coming Saturday here in Western Kentucky. Hope you guys have already had a great season so far in whatever you've been doing. Want to come to you today with a product review on waders. Got some guys that have been with me. We've been hunting now for several years together, and so we've been through waders. Now, if you're a duck hunter or if you've been where you're wearing any type of waders, you understand and you know the frustration of waders. First of all, waders are cumbersome. They're hard to put on. They leak. You end up having to replace them off and on. And let's just face it, guys, they're not very cheap. So for a guy that has my salary, buying waders is a major purchase. So I want to talk to you about the good, bad, and the ugly of waders this morning, because you know here at Western Kentucky Blue Collar Outdoors, that's what we do. We give you an honest appraisal. We don't have any sponsors because we want you to be able to know what you're buying before you spend your hard-earned money. So first I want to start off with the good. I'm wearing right now the best waders that I've ever owned, ever purchased, are the Rogers Big Man waders. Now let me tell you what I like about them. Number one, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to tell you the truth because you know me. I'm telling you, these waders are in their 4th season. Now that is unheard of for those of you that spend any time in the swamp. Now if you're going to an outfitter or you're going somewhere and you're just putting them on to step into a pit and step out, you're probably not going to put waders through any wear and tear. But the way we hunt, the guerrilla hunting that we do, we're in and out of boats, we're in the swamp, we might be on a bank, we might be standing in water. You just never know where we're going to be, and our waders need to be tough. 4th season for these Rogers Big Man waders, and I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to give them a 9 out of 10 because they have held up without any leaks. Now I've owned lots of brands of waders. I've owned Lacrosse, I've owned Drake's, I've owned some cheaper versions, and just a lot of different things, even Cabela's Big Man waders. These have been the best out of everything that I've owned. Pretty much if you wear your waders and you do what we do, if you get 2 seasons out of them, it's a good pair of waders, because that's pretty much all you're going to get. And if you've ever tried to have people replace waders, you understand and know that frustration, because most of the time after a season, people aren't going to replace them, even the big boys and the good products. So what I can tell you is these Roger waders, they were on sale, I think, for $179, $189. They're 5mm. They've actually got a felt liner inside of them, and I love that felt liner because the moisture that builds up in a 5mm wader, it ends up creating a wet pattern inside of your waders, and so that little felt liner is great to have. I know Lacrosse has that little felt liner inside in some of their 5mm, and so I really like that. If you want to look for waders where you're not going to just have moisture build up on the inside, that might be something that you can look for. I tell you what else I like about the Rogers Big Man waders is I love that they're high on the sides. If you ever get a pair of waders that doesn't come up real high underneath your armpits, then chances are you're going to get wet. Now I know as duck hunters we're going to get wet anyhow. We've talked about this before, but we want as much coverage as we can get where it comes up high underneath our arms. I could even cinch my straps up and probably pull this one up just a little more if I wanted to be a little higher and have a little more protection on the side. But these waders also have an abrasive resistance to the front. You can have the extra knee pad right there. It's got a little abrasion resistant there. And I have to be honest, even poking sticks and walking through muck and mire in the swamp, these waders have held up really, really well. So again, the Rogers Big Man waders, 5mm, I'm going to give a 9 out of 10. Now, the other waders that I've had, the Lacrosse waders, I've had the best Lacrosse makes. I've had the best Drake makes. I have to go back to my Drake people again. I love my Drake people. Those waders, they only lasted 2 years, but I love those Drake waders. Now I've got a buddy that I hunt with. He bought a pair of Drake waders, and his weren't stout. They were just the regular waders, and his fit really tight. So if you're a Drake fan and you're going to buy Drake waders, understand that they may fit a little tighter unless you go with the stout or the king sizes. The Lacrosse waders, again, I only got 2 years out of my Lacrosse waders. Lacrosse was really good about replacing them after 1 year because I had a hole in them. But again, after 2 more years, a year and a half's worth of using them, then I had a hole in the crotch. And of course, nobody wants to hunt waders when you're leaking water inside of them. So again, product review for today, the waders, Rogers King size waders is going to be your best bet for the money. Hopefully we'll be able to look at some breathable waders. Those of you that comment and subscribe to our page, make sure that you comment down there and tell us about the breathable waders, because I've never worn those. I've seen people, and I would really like to do a product review and maybe even showcase some of your comments on our next product spot. God bless, and we'll see you next time on West Kentucky Blue Collar Outdoors.